Welcome to the Missions Bayou GiveNOLA Day Playbook, a 4-part panel series brought to you by Stone. I'm your host, Maya McGee. We put this series together because GiveNOLA Day is one of the most powerful fundraising opportunities in the region, and we wanted to give nonprofits a real practical guide to making the most of it, straight from the people who know best. Over the next 4 episodes, we're building your playbook together. Don't forget, there's a free playbook worksheet that goes along with the series. Be sure to download your copy by going to show notes or comfystone.com/GiveNOLA Day Playbook. By the end of this series, you'll have your own complete GiveNOLA Day Playbook ready to go. In this first episode, we're tackling 2 things that separate prepared organizations from everyone else: knowing where to start and knowing what to say when you do. All right, now let's meet our panel. Joining me today are 3 people who bring very different but complementary perspectives to GiveNOLA Day. We have Rachel Swan, a senior program officer at the Greater New Orleans Foundation, the organization that hosts GiveNOLA Day. Diana Turner is the co-director of Be Loud Studios, a nonprofit here right in New Orleans. And Megan Moreland is a senior communication strategist at Gamble Communications, bringing the PR and marketing expertise. Welcome, everyone.
Good morning.
Thanks. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. All right, so for this first episode, I want to talk about when should an organization start prepping for GiveNOLA Day and what that could look like in terms of thinking up their core messaging. Rachel, I'd love you to kind of kick that off for us.
Sure. Well, from the Greater New Orleans Foundation's perspective, GiveNOLA Day should fit into an organization's overall fundraising strategy as a part of how they engage with donors throughout the year. GiveNOLA Day specifically is an opportunity to perhaps try a new message or highlight something specific that an organization does, but that would need to be thought of in consideration with how the organization talks about all of its work. It could also just be a time to reiterate the great work they're already doing. I think making that decision and getting internal clarity on what you're going to talk about ideally would happen somewhere around 3 months out at the latest, but it's really never too late until the day after GiveNOLA Day.
I love that.
But then you could also think about that starting the next year. So we really want organizations to consider what does success for GiveNOLA Day look like for them. Some organizations use it to highlight a very specific program or impact they aim to have in the region and the communities they serve. Others feel obligated to participate because it's very important that they be listed among all of the region's great nonprofits. So for them, any amount of donation might be great. Other folks use it as the day their board does their required giving. So what does that look like for each organization is unique. Again, how it fits into that broader calendar of all your other engagements. A lot of times schools explain that the timing of GiveNOLA Day is interesting for them because it's towards the end of the school year and they might have already engaged their constituents, parents, etc., a few times. So GiveNOLA Day is a very light touch. Other schools use it as an opportunity to engage a lot of alumni or folks they haven't talked to a lot. So it really just sort of depends on how an organization wants to deploy the day. And as always, what is realistic for your organization, for its capacity, etc. If you've got a giant event the next week, maybe this isn't the year to try to triple your fundraising goal. So really, it's for an organization to decide. We just want to make sure that organizations spend the time they need to make sure their profile is a great, solid representation of the work they do.
Megan, from a PR comms perspective, when do you think planning should begin?
You know, I absolutely echo that it really should fit in within a whole year's worth of strategy from the PR and comms standpoint, how that integrates and supports your development work. Those are the nonprofits that we see really are the most prepared. So they're not like caught off guard when it's time to say, GiveNOLA Day is coming up. But I really would recommend, we really say, I think 6 months, because I think folks tend to underestimate the amount of time that it takes to build a holistic and thoughtful strategy around GiveNOLA Day, but also, you know, our PR and our communications really exist to provide a foundation to support the work and development and fundraising that you do. So we're there, I use this word legitimize, but what it really means is laying down our earned media articles, making sure that we have all of our video and photo assets up to date, looking good, high resolution, high quality. What is our messaging, or is everybody on the same page, making sure that that messaging is developed? These things take time. So I really say 6 months out. And if you're thinking like, how do I do that strategically? I always recommend to clients, start with GiveNOLA Day and then kind of work backward. What are the goals? And then, like for high resolution photo and video, that can take a couple of months. And what are those big opportunities you can leverage to build momentum towards GiveNOLA Day? Because if you work too close to GiveNOLA Day, it really just means missed opportunities.
I like that you both are talking about making it more of a whole year plan, because I also think that's something nonprofits miss, of like, it's got to fit into everything. You can't just wake up a month ahead and like want to do GiveNOLA Day. You should fit it into your messaging for the whole year. And I mean, Be Loud had a pretty successful 25 campaign for GiveNOLA Day. How did that play out for you guys? How did you plan it out?
Yeah, I really like what you all are saying about the thinking about it as a year-round strategy, because there are moments for like getting new photos and assets, cultivating donors and communicating throughout the year to keep everyone up to date on what we're doing. I think that is the exact right way to be thinking of it. And I think we do at Be Loud. I think we also really get down to the work about right after Mardi Gras, so right about now. And we just had our first meeting actually about GiveNOLA Day last week. And it's really exciting. It's really exciting. We're getting it off the ground. And we're also going to be thinking around this time about our core message. What are we actually asking donors to do? And how does that align with Be Loud? And how does that align with the community? And then we're also building our big kind of game plan. What are the action steps that are going to have to happen? Everything from communication strategies to how we engage ambassadors, and putting that all together so that everyone on our team is aligned in how we're moving forward and what our big game plan is to raise a lot of money.
Maya, can I double click on something?
Sure.
About the idea of everyone on your team, I want to make sure we touch on the fact that the team is not just the staff member or the 4 staff members or whoever is you might think of as the GiveNOLA Day team. It also includes your board members and anybody else who might be speaking about the organization through GiveNOLA Day. You might have folks setting up fundraising pages, etc. But it's making sure that messaging is clear for everybody.
Anybody who might speak on your behalf. Yeah. I'm picturing the Be Loud team just with a giant whiteboard mapping this whole thing out. Let's talk about the messaging. How do you guys kind of niche down on what your messaging is specifically for GiveNOLA Day?
Yeah, I think what's so important is having something that's really specific and timely. So we're going to try to create a core message. Last year we did summer camp scholarships. I think it's helpful because it's really clear to donors. They're like, we definitely want to help kids have like an awesome summer. It's also helpful that summer camp is right around the corner then. So people can be like, I'm helping and I'm helping right now. And so that's one thing we'll do this year as well, is just come up with a really core message that everyone can rally around. We also really think about the donation, the tiers that you can add in on the GiveNOLA profile page. I think those are really helpful, again, for donors to be able to visualize what exactly am I giving to. So whether it's $20 and you're giving so that a student can have a microphone, or $250 so that you can provide one kid a full camp scholarship. It really allows donors to think, oh man, I am giving in this very specific way to Be Loud and what they're doing.
That like cause and effect, like, and also I like the timing of that. The summer camp is right around the corner, so people get to know like this will be used pretty quickly.
Exactly.
Rachel, do you have anything else to add about messaging?
Sure. While you are defining that message, months in advance, 6-3, there's not really a need to push that out externally, because within the functionality of the GiveNOLA Day page, giving will not open until 1 week before. So driving folks to give towards something they can't actually give to is a little bit of a lost energy and effort. So while communicating about your message in the lead up to GiveNOLA Day, you can have perhaps a link to your general donation page. But if you want to sort of focus in on GiveNOLA Day, which we would encourage, is holding off on that messaging until there's actually action folks can take.
Gotcha. So just to clarify, you can't actually donate via GiveNOLA Day until the week before.
Correct.
Right. So your big push really kind of starts that week then externally to get people to go to the website and donate.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. You would have onboarded all your team members, whoever might be fundraising or speaking on your behalf, to be positioned and ready with their pages, with your own page, etc. But they wouldn't deploy their ask or ask others to take action until the week before.
Good to know.
I would jump into, I love the idea of creating anticipation, and when we work that into our messaging, I'm thinking specifically too about our digital channels, right? And like our social media, like, hey, we're getting ready to give, these posts that kind of build the anticipation and the intention. And then when you're in, I think folks, especially folks who love your organization and follow you, setting that thermometer of progress can really be a lot of fun. And I know I've gone back and even given like, oh, do I have 50 more bucks? I'm just going to throw them 50 more. Like we get excited when our favorite organizations reach those goals. And so allowing your audience to go on the journey with you throughout GiveNOLA Day really can be a lot of fun and engaging. I wanted to note too, in terms of donation levels, just a hot tip of how important, you'd never know how someone in your audience is going to come back to the information. It might be through the GiveNOLA Day portal, but it also might be through your website or your social media. And so making sure that your donation levels, that absolutely they're rooted in the GiveNOLA Day profile, but then that they're also repeated on your website and on your social in a way that's very easy to access.
That's a good point. Using that same graphic and format to post to social. So just in case someone doesn't see it on the GiveNOLA platform first, GiveNOLA Day platform first, if they see it on your Instagram, they can say, my $20 gets a kid a mic, my $100 just does this. Like they can see it in multiple places.
Yeah, exactly. Quick, easy to find, and consistent.
Megan, and when we talked before prepping for this, you mentioned something I think is really important. Everyone is not your audience. So like knowing who your audience is and the best place to reach them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've talked about that a little bit, thinking through, is it our parents for summer camps? Is it and grandparents who are just excited about it? Is it past donors? Is it brand new folks? Because that really is going to change how you are investing your time and how your messaging shifts from platform to platform. And now, especially if you're putting any paid media behind your holistic campaign for GiveNOLA Day, for example, even as simple as social media boosts, like you can even geo-target is the word. Like you can get really niche now in how you attract new audiences. And so thinking through that is really important. If I ask an organization, who is your audience? And they say, everybody, that immediately I have to now ask 20 more questions because we really have to get down to who are we talking to and why are we talking to them? And so I encourage for GiveNOLA Day, what is that specific call to action and who is it for?
Who is it for? Yeah.
Can I ask a follow-up? For the paid media, social media boosts, et cetera, when would you recommend organizations deploy that type of resource?
Ooh, what a great question. Like when would they deploy paid media specifically? Well, I'm going to tell you, we keep going back to it's really a year-round focus. And I will say it probably 20 more times, but holistic really is the name of the game. And so thinking about, I honestly would start thinking about planting the seeds of that language way further out than you think. That's kind of why I'm saying like 6 months, because let me put it to you this way. With earned media, which means specifically like when I'm reaching out to the news, the press, we want to make sure that we have maybe even 2 or 3 really nice, beautiful news pieces that we've been able to garner for you because of fun things that have been coming up over the course of the year that are going to directly reach that particular audience that you're looking at. And then when we're 3 months out from GiveNOLA Day or a month out from GiveNOLA Day, we can go back and pull all of those links and photos that we took at that time. And it helps us inform all the content that we put out for paid, for otherwise. I hope that answered the question.
I think it did.
It did.
I was going to piggyback and just say that I also think, to your point, starting earlier with more general messaging of like, again, here's what your donation, not even tying it to GiveNOLA Day per se, but just like, here's our message, here's what we do, please donate. And starting that early, because then if someone sees that ad, maybe didn't donate, but saw it in January, and then we get to May and they come across you again, are they more familiar with you? Are they more willing to donate because now this is their second or third touch point with your organization?
Exactly. Then it's just a shift over into, hey, now you're familiar, so now it's GiveNOLA Day. Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
And I think hitting that audience with the same language in different ways many times is actually a real boon. It's a pro.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It is not, I know we're going to talk about donor fatigue later, but that's a different situation. Like helping people understand your message and your mission is different from now give money.
Right. Helping the identified people that you've noted as the audience you're trying to talk to. Like,
exactly.
Those folks.
Yeah. And I think when we talk about year-round planning, I liked how you brought up the earned media. It also, I think, is about thanking donors year-round. Like, that's a part of it. So right now, even we're ahead of GiveNOLA Day, thanking people who gave to our end-of-year campaign, just updating them on the program and saying thank you. And before we make another ask, we're making sure we do this cultivation piece of thanking people who have been supporters over the time, which I think just goes along well with this. Like, we're thinking of this as the year-round
whole year.
approach.
Yes, because I think that touch base helps like kind of launch them into potential GiveNOLA Day donors, right?
Yeah.
Like the timing of everything is why you have to look at it as a whole year. So I'd love to kind of have one like good wrap-up question. And so that is, what is one simple thing a organization can do right now to kickstart this? I'll start with you, Diana.
Mine would be just pick something really specific and tangible that you are fundraising for.
Megan?
Oh, my favorite thing, make a strategic plan.
So fun. So fun.
Start with GiveNOLA Day, start working backwards and think about all those things you need, assign due dates, and the person responsible for accomplishing it.
That's good.
Absolutely. And I think it's those same three questions of what does success look like for your organization? It could be getting 10 new to y'all donors. It could be re-engaging donors from GiveNOLA Day 2017, which that information's in the platform. And also making sure it flows within how your other work is occurring, other events, other programming, so that you're not tapping out your capacity. And really like that it fits all together.
Rachel, Megan, Diana, thank you so much for joining me. Next episode, we're going to tackle the GiveNOLA Day profile.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait.
Thanks for watching the GiveNOLA Day Playbook. Don't forget, there's a free worksheet that goes along with the full series. It covers all 4 episodes and gives a complete customizable action plan that you can take with you straight into your GiveNOLA Day campaign. Download your copy at comfystone.com/GiveNOLA Day Playbook.